Right. Grab my calculator. Here we go. Trig lecture 11.2 and 11.3, the student will find a coterminal angle that measures between 0 and 360 degrees. That's a positive angle, between 0 and 360 degrees for any given angle. I'm looking for a coterminal angle. So I'm going to define what a coterminal angle is right here. It says if two angles in standard position, that means that the initial side is the positive x-axis, and you're going to rotate and stop somewhere for my terminal side. If two angles are in standard position, just as I've just described, and they have the same terminal side, they may not rotate the same number of times around the circle, but they stop in the exact same place, they're said to be coterminal. So what we're going to be looking for is a coterminal angle that is specifically between 0 and 360 degrees. That's what we're looking for today. Okay. So let's take a look at what that means within the context of a problem. Let's say that I am asked to find I'm given this angle, 1042 degrees, and I'm asked to find a coterminal angle that is between 0 and 360 degrees. That means an angle that stops in the exact same place as this will stop when I rotate 1042 degrees. So let's take a look at this. There's my y-axis, my x-axis, there's my origin, and I'm going to rotate in standard position. There's my initial side, the positive x-axis, and I'm going to rotate 1042 degrees. Well, here's 360. If I go around again, that would be 720. And if I go around again, that would be 1080 degrees. So I know I'm not going to make it all the way around a third time. I'll be 38 degrees shy of going all the way around a third time. And that's a rough approximation there. That's not exactly 38 degrees, but here's 360, 720. Another trip all the way around would be 1080, so I stopped short, and I'm calling this 1042 degrees. It may not be exactly, but it's for our sketch, it's not bad. And that makes this angle here, that we would have called the reference angle if we were looking for it, 38 degrees. These are just the two angles we're messing with at the moment. This rotation, 1042 degrees, leaving this an angle of 38 degrees. Now I want to find a coterminal angle between 0 and 360 degrees that stops in the exact same place. So I'm looking for this angle. Again, the initial side is the positive x-axis, and I just want to rotate one time around in a positive direction, less than one time around, and stop right here. So if I stop here, what's the measure of this angle, this rotation? Well, it's less than 360 degrees. In fact, it's 38 degrees shy of 360 degrees. So this rotation is 360 minus 38, which is a rotation of 322 degrees. So my coterminal angle is 320 degrees. That's coterminal. I'll go ahead and identify that. Coterminal angle, 320 degrees. There are an infinite number, for any given angle, there are an infinite number of coterminal angles. You can just keep spinning around and stop here. That's coterminal. That's what coterminal means. The terminal side is in the same place as another angle. Okay, let's do another one. See if this makes sense. There's our x-axis, our y-axis, origin. I'm going to rotate 445 degrees. Well, here's my initial side, the positive x-axis. If I rotate 360 degrees, that's a full circle, positive. If I rotate another 90, that's 450 degrees. So I'm not going to go all the way up to 90 degrees here. I'm not going to go to this axis. I'm going to stop 5 degrees shy of that axis. and that's not really 5 degrees, but we're going to say that it is. I'm 5 degrees shy of this axis. Alrighty, and that would make this 85 degrees if I need that. Now I'm going to look for a coterminal angle, an angle that has the same initial side and rotates and stops here, but doesn't go more than 360 degrees. I don't want to go around and around and around and around and around and stop. I want to be less than 360 degrees. So in this case, I'm just going to rotate here and stop. That's my coterminal angle. Right there, that rotation. And if this is 5, then this rotation is 85 degrees. So my coterminal angle in this case is a rotation or an angle of 85 degrees. And I'll identify that. Coterminal angle. (85 degrees). An angle that has the same initial side and the same terminal side, but doesn't necessarily rotate as many times or in the same direction, because we can rotate negatively as well. Okay, let's do another one. Here's one that has a negative rotation. Now I'm still looking for an angle between 0 and 360 degrees. So my coterminal angle is going to have a positive rotation, even though this one has a negative. I just want mine to stop in the same place this one stops. So let's take a look at what this looks like. There's my y-axis, my x-axis, my origin. If I rotate, here's my initial side right there. Negative 230 degrees will be in this direction. Well, here's negative 180. If I go another 90, that'll be 270. So I'm going to be I'm not going to go another 90 in this direction. That would take me to 270. So I'm going to be 40 short of that. So it'll be something like that. This is negative 230. If I went negative 270, that would make this angle right here 40 degrees. I'm 40 degrees shy of rotating negative 270 degrees. Therefore, if I'm looking for a terminal or a coterminal angle, I'm looking for an angle that has the same initial side, but I have limitations on my coterminal angle. I want it to be between 0 and 360 degrees. That means I want it to rotate in a positive direction and stop in the same place as this. Well, I would rotate 90 and then another 40. So my coterminal angle would be 90 plus 40 is 130 degrees. And I would identify that. Coterminal angle, 130 degrees. Okay? We're always looking at, because of our instructions. Our instructions are putting limitations on the coterminal angle. There are an infinite number of coterminal angles for any given angle. We're looking specifically for one that's between 0 and 360 degrees, a positive angle, less than one rotation is what we're looking for. A positive angle, less than one full rotation, between 0 and 360 degrees. Same initial side, but we're looking for positive rotation less than 360 degrees that stops in the same place as the angle that we're given. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Again, in this case, we're given a negative rotation. There's the y-axis, the x-axis, the origin, and we're going to rotate negative 105 degrees. Well, here's our initial side. We're in standard position, so there's our initial side. We're rotating negative 105. Well, here's negative 90, so I've got to go another 15 degrees. This angle would be 15 degrees. We're not looking for the reference angle. I'm just saying if this is 105, that's 90 plus 15. So this one would be 15 right in here. And now I'm looking for a coterminal angle that will stop in the same place as this. My coterminal angle has limitations by my instructions. I'm told that it's in standard form, and it's between 0 and 360 degrees. So I've got to rotate a positive direction and stop in the same place. That makes it coterminal. The question is, how far do I have to rotate to stop here? Well, there's 90 degrees, 180, and if I went 90 more, I would be at 270 at this axis, but I stopped 15 degrees shy of that. So that would be what, 255? Let me do that real quick. Make sure I'm thinking correctly. 270 minus 15 equals 255. Yep. So this rotation of 255 degrees, positive 255 degrees, will stop in the exact same place as this negative rotation of negative 105 degrees, and that makes negative 105 and 255 coterminal by definition. They share the same terminal side. And so I would identify that. Coterminal angle. (255 degrees). Again, providing I haven't made any mistakes. I'll check my work after I turn off the film, and hopefully I got them all right. You can do this. Best of luck.